the NNP. We will deliver. We are the NNP. NNP will deliver. Grenada in Shida is our. We will deliver. Poverty rising by the hour. NNP will deliver. You don't see everybody sour. We will deliver. That is why we bringing back Jonah. We will deliver. We will deliver. We will deliver. We will deliver. You don't know. People wanted change, so we give them change. No, it's big horrors. They wanted dollars.
Unemployment high, for people go slow. For this country growth, and the sea must go.
We are the NNP. We will deliver. We are the NNP. NNP will deliver. We are the NNP. We will deliver. We are the NNP. NNP will deliver. Grenada in Shida is our. We will deliver. Poverty rising by the hour. NNP will deliver. You don't see everybody sour. We will deliver. That is why we bringing back Jonah. We will deliver. We will deliver. We will deliver. We will deliver.
4 years no investment, can't see no betterment. Only promising, but nothing happening.
Well, how me country run is of great concern. Grenada fall down, so let Jonah return. We are the NNP. We will deliver. We are the NNP. NNP will deliver. We are the NNP. We will deliver. We are the NNP. NNP will deliver. We will deliver. Poverty rising by the hour. NNP will deliver. You don't see everybody sour. We will deliver. That is why we bringing back Jonah. We will deliver. We will deliver. We will deliver. We will deliver.
Nolan Bay, MLP and Bola. Paris Modet, Boston and Delma.
Who again? Who again? Nimrod, Clement and Oliver. Who again? Clifton, Boeing, Alexandra. 15.
Nicky still W, me brother.
I said 15.
And we not that as the Prime Minister.
We are the NNP. We will deliver. We are the NNP. NNP will deliver. We are the NNP. We will deliver. We are the NNP. NNP will deliver. Grenada in Shida is our. We will deliver. Poverty rising by the hour. NNP will deliver. You don't see everybody sour. We will deliver. That is why we bringing back Jonah. We will deliver. We will deliver. We will deliver. We will deliver. We are the NNP. We will deliver. We are the NNP. NNP will deliver. We are the NNP. We will deliver. We are the NNP. NNP will deliver. Grenada in Shida is our. We will deliver. Poverty rising by the hour. NNP will deliver. You don't see everybody sour. We will deliver. That is why we bringing back Jonah. We will deliver. We will deliver.
Who put this country in this crisis? Who put this country in this crisis? You could fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You know, I know, they put their hand in the cookie jar. You know, I know, they be tampering with the cookie jar. The jar ain't leaking, but the cookie missing. The jar ain't leaking, but the cookie missing. VIP stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be then. NDP stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be then. All the cookie pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame for them pointing fingers. I say, man, they pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame for them pointing fingers. Number one stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be then. Number two stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be then. All the cookie pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers. take the blame for them pointing fingers. Number 7 stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you. Then number 8 stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you. Then all the cookies pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame for them pointing fingers. I say money pointing fingers. I say money pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame for them pointing fingers. Number 9 stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you. Then they me. It got to be you. They me. It got to be you. All the cookies pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame for them pointing fingers. I say money pointing fingers. I say money pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame for them pointing fingers. You know, I know, they put their hand in the cookie jar. You know, I know, they be tampering with the cookie jar. The jar ain't leaking, but the cookie missing. The jar ain't leaking, but the cookie missing. This time, get rid of the cookie monster. 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 Who put this country in this crisis? Who put this country in this crisis? The jar ain't leaking, but the cookie missing. The jar ain't leaking, but the cookie missing. If you want the country to prosper, you handle the cookie jar. If you want the country to prosper, you handle the cookie jar. If you want the country to prosper, you handle the cookie jar. If you want the country to prosper, you handle the cookie jar. If you want the country to prosper, you handle the cookie jar. If you want the country to prosper, you handle the cookie jar. If you want the country to prosper, you handle the cookie jar. If you want the country to prosper, you handle the cookie jar.
And a good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. And good night to the entire Talking Points family. Those of you listening locally, regionally, and of course internationally. Patricia and Matthew out there in Canada, we say a special good night to you. And our good friend Ian out there in Canada as well. Good night.
People must come first. Citizens by right. None of we are worse. Yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and clothes. Free movement.
We say a special good night to my cousin Margaret. I know you and your wonderful husband are listening tonight.
If it is that injustice is what they always.
Auntie Sylvie, I know you're locked on. A special, don't worry, your nephew is okay. Eh? A special good night to you, Auntie Sylvie. Same way you keep me in prayers, I keep you in prayers as well, eh? My loving auntie. And outside of my cousin Margaret, my other cousin Margaret, yes, I know that you are over there in the UK listening. And of course, I know you also keep me in your prayers and I keep you in mine as well, eh? All my family, yeah, I know my family's a praying family. Yeah, they like to pray, yeah. Early in the morning, during the daytime. Both sides, mother family, father family.
Put them out of power. Dominate the reign. Let's put our country together again.
McDonald family down there in Frequente. Yes, Martin. Good night to you and your lovely wife. And to my friends across the road. Yes. Officer. Yes, my friends across the road. Mr. and Mrs. Crookshank. Mommy George. Camille Teresa Scott. Good night to you, huh? Did I see Camille today? No, but yeah, boy. I think I see Camille for about less than 30 seconds today. I was rushing, yeah.
We moving on. We on the move and ain't nobody can stop us now. We on the move.
Yeah, so we got to get it started. Let me just say a quick good night to those of you on Facebook. Good night to you, Joycelyn, Susan, Sherry, Mike, Louisa, Laslin, Alicia, Joseph, good night, Alma Sandiford, Red Girl Pascal, Rodney Barry, Sherms Hostin, Davis Charles, no, that's not Natasha. Yeah, Natasha, Joseph Lyons, good night. Anne Salandi, Gillian Prescott, Charmaine Thomas, Cynthia B, Laurel Frame, good night to you. Davis Charles, Max and Francis up there in Petit Martinique, good night to you, my dear. Veronica Frederick, Evelyn Narayan, Lynn Joseph, Veronica, well, no, yeah, just called out that one, nice guy. Yvonne Courtney, good night. Chanel Gary, Junior George, no, not that one, our Junior George, nah, yeah. Winnie Simon, and let me see. Meryl George is there, Linda George is there. Cicely Celestine, Maudlin Bartholomew, Ingrid Bond, Phyllis Charles, Rhonda George, you're there. Sherry Lambert. Good night to each and a Claude Abraham, June Julian, Jill Williams, Denise Fabio, Etta Batiste, Marlon Ferguson, John Adams, Sonny Green. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Diana Romney, Charmaine Ragba Singh, Sonny Green, I just see what you're saying there. Right? Sherms, Evelyn, only behave. Wallan Aquat, Yolande Mitchell Moraine, good night to you. What boy? Sonny Green, you know, he's here, you know. Reverend Cox, but parang, yeah, Cox, parang, eh? Nice, time coming up. Alma Sandiford, Carla Walcott, Nakisha Jones, Cleaver Williams, Sean Elgary, I think I called you out already. Nice, I think I get everybody there. Anybody I missed? No, it was not purposely. Joycelyn, out there in Trinidad, I know that you are listening as well. Listra Abraham, Gemma Warwood, Kashima, Roberts Kashima, good night. Marlene Panchu, and Marie Celestine Grant, Kathleen Ledlow, Jacinta Livingston. Jacinta, I have to pass on that number to you. Jackie Raymond, Faithlyn Hallie Douglas, Adrian Watts, you and your wonderful wife, bro, what's up? Alan Jones, yes, I know you and Zoe locked in. Yes, and your lovely wife, I know she's always locked in together with you. All right, and hey, Zoe, you gotta go to sleep before the program finishes. School, right, nice, right. Veronica Lewis, Phyllis Mitchell, Alban Harris, Jenna Benjamin, Wilfred Antoine, Baby Daddy, Carl W. Jones, Michelle Alexander, Agnes Henry, Matthew Bowen, Sherma Jeremiah, and Zela. Zela, I don't even see a picture. You're back to school. Come on, but you have to send a picture. Right, Zela? Make them send a picture in the morning before you go to school. Eh? Right, nice. Maud Martin, Cynthia Bartholomew Sky, Yolan Pariak, Dennis Joseph, Anna Barbara Thomas, Magdalene Henry, Jen, Gavin Thomas, Gavin, Bernadette Filbert, and let me see, Edmund Calise, Vanessa Lalji, Good Life, Earl Benjamin, Public Notice, Eliza Bernard, Lona Lolo Williams, Christine Otley, Jakeem Williams, bro, Hazel JP, Christopher Johnson, Raphael Williams, Dennis Bain, Chief Camahon, Cynthia Paris, Kelvin Alexis, Hilary Joseph, Bernadette Ramsey, Anna Lewis Harrow. Yeah, good night to you, Gilby Mayana, Julian, Jerome Lewis, Marlon Ferguson, Janice Mitchell, Alcy Peters. Right, so I think I get everybody there. Anybody I miss, as usual, as I say, it is not purpose. I ain't purposely miss you. Nice, yeah. It's just, sometimes in between, you will miss one or two people, yeah.
Please don't you ferret, don't you ferret. Amen. Moving on now. Man to man, lady.
And let me see if anybody got to me on the WhatsApp. Yeah, on my WhatsApp. I just had to check my WhatsApp too. I just had to check the next WhatsApp. And all the Mosquito Man. Good night to you. Hey, my good brethren. Yeah, Prince Royalty James. Good night to you as well, bro. And of course, hey, Jenny Simon. Yeah, all you remember Thursday, eh? Yeah, 5 o'clock. You have an appointment on, Simon Says, right? At 5 o'clock on Thursday, there's that appointment. The buzz is on in the morning, I believe, from 9. And you'll have Prince tomorrow evening, God's willing, from, I believe it's 6 p.m. Yeah, so you'll be having Prince. And then remember, Miss Jenny Simon, she's on Thursday with her program. Yeah? Nice. So, let me open the phone lines a little bit. 440-7377. We're going to leave the phone lines open for the entire program tonight. Good night to our listeners via 91.9, 91.5. Someone please confirm that we're on. I know last night it was a problem on our end. Let me make it clear. It was not a problem on Real FM's end, 91.9, 91.5. No, it was a problem on my end. All right, so I hope that they're on tonight. Somebody message me. Somebody let me know that 91.9, 91.5 is on. And we have a call online. 91.5, no. It was a Hello. Problem on my end.
Yeah, good night.
Hi, good night.
Yes, I just was wondering last night.
Yeah, but is 91.9, 91.5 on now?
Yes, I know that. He wasn't on last night.
But it's on now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so very much.
Yes.
All right, my brother. Yeah, it was a problem on my end. Yeah, sometimes the technology does what it wants to do. Yeah, so there was a problem on my end. But thanks for that. So I know that it is on. All right, nice. Yeah. Also, there's some detractors who come in. Yeah, you see, the thing is sometimes as I'm doing the program, because they are detractors, I can't allow them to detract me from doing the program and have to focus on removing them from in the chat. So I'll say this to you all. Ignore them. Yeah? Ignore them. They say something out of the order, deal with them. But welcome them, because here's what. When those distractors and detractors come, when they come onto the page, they are bringing all of their friends and followers with them when they come to talk their nonsense on our page. So we thank them for the audience that they are bringing with them. Yeah? And most of them, is fake pages anyway. but we thank them for what they are bringing. All right? Nice. 440-7377. Yeah, I can't allow this. If I look to go and focus on the chat and all these people saying these things, what happens is that it distracts me. We have a call online. Good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, my dear. How are you?
I'm fine.
All right. You go right ahead.
Okay, I just want to let the NMP members know we are having a meeting at the Trade Center tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. and we're asking members to turn out, please. Thank you.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you so very much. All right. Yes, so that's tomorrow afternoon. Right, yeah, so you all got that information. My friend, you'll call me a little later again and remind us again in case you see like I've forgotten it. Give me a call again and remind me. All right, 440-7377. That's the number to call and get on to the inside. And this morning, let me congratulate, first of all, the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. Yeah, she was excellent on GBN this morning. Yes, so she was on the To The Point program this morning and she held her own. Even though you had the same thing that you have coming out, and the mere fact that they are coming under her is part of the new strategy of the National Democratic Congress. They don't want truthful information and factual information to come out. They want you to focus on them and nonsense. Yeah? So, make sure that you focus on the right thing. Right? So this morning, when Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, I like to use the whole thing, was on the program, you had one or two of them, including the PR, well, is he the PRO, or the assistant PRO, or whatever, the ambassador, yeah, called onto the program and they're trying to throw her off and that sort of thing. And she handled herself like a boss. So to you, Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, well done. I didn't expect less anyway. All right. So well done. All right. And then afterwards, you had nearly immediately afterwards, you had Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell with that press conference this morning. And believe me, that was a boss one. Yeah.
The house is a symbol for the NNP party.
And I want to get into one or two things, and I don't think I want to wait too long to get into those things, but I want to get into one or two things this morning. But first of all, let me take this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good night, actually.
Yes, sir. I want to support you there that Miss Kate Lewis was excellent. The two detractors tried their very best, but they was not in a position to derail her at all. She was able to answer them with fluency and straight to the point. Right? She did very well. Right? Mr. Forrester was just singing because he got his supper.
The thing is, I was trying to listen to the point he was making. I was trying to find out what point he was really making. I think I was kind of confused.
Well, yeah, he wasn't making a point. He was just trying to see if he could tie Miss Lewis, Miss Peters, but he didn't make it. He was good. Even with Dr. Mitchell.
Yeah, go ahead. We're hearing
even with
you.
Dr. Mitchell today, I thought it was good. Although Mr. Odecoin tried to derail it a little bit. But again, perhaps Dr. Mitchell may have started getting a little bit hot. But for certain, they was not in a position to derail. I think Andre Donald did very well in keeping the team together. He did very well.
Well, the thing is, it's the media, and you do expect one or two people to try to throw things in a particular direction for whatever reason. So, I mean, that's not unexpected, but I agree with you fully.
I wasn't too total when Dr. Mitchell started going down that road with what's the fella name?
Mr. Mark.
Mark, is harmless. Mark is his name?
Yes.
Right. I thought but otherwise than that, Dr. Mitchell gave a very good account of himself.
All right, my brother, I thank you so very much for your call.
That's a steaming thing. But yes, I do believe that some people are concerned about the convention. Some people definitely are concerned about the convention, and perhaps Dr. Michel has to bear with some of the people are concerned about it. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, my brother.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. And I think Dr. Mitchell was very, very clear in relation to that because, you see, Dr. Mitchell has been the most successful politician in the Western Hemisphere, maybe even more than that. He has also been the most successful politician in the Westminster system, the most successful politician in Grenadian history. Yeah? And therefore, I believe and I understand that he knows what he is doing. And he was very clear this morning in explaining the procedure, how he is moving forward and how the party is moving forward. It's not about him as an individual, as he was at pains to explain, but it was a decision of the executive of the party and how the party is moving forward when it comes to those issues. Yeah? The time will come, definitely, the time will come for that. But should that be the main focus after what took place last year? Should that be the main focus? No, you have to focus on your restructuring, your strengthening, your organizing. You have to focus on those things. That part will come. That part definitely will come. Yeah? But you have different people that have their own issues and so on and trying to create a talk in relation to that. But nice, I'll talk for another time. We have a caller on. Good night.
Sheldon, good night, and good night to all the members on the talking point show tonight. I want to caution the caller who called before and saying Dr. Mitchell should be mindful. Yes, we know Dr. Mitchell is mindful of the fact that there will be a convention. He knows that there will be one, but you cannot just have a convention. And I explained to Hamlet Mark that there is a process. There is a process. The narrative that is being pushed is to push Dr. Mitchell out, and that will not happen. Dr. Mitchell did say that what he was going to do from the after the election, what his plans were, and the party has a process. The process is democratic, and persons who are NMP need to remain focused and stop joining the narrative. Stop joining the narrative. You are getting too antsy for no reason. Calm yourself down. This is a time for us to refocus and redirect the party in a position for governance. The NMP is a party now in waiting for governance. And if you all were to join the narrative and go on with all the thought, this will not take us anywhere. I'm telling you. Members, remain focused. Get your members. What you should be focusing now is getting members registered. That is what you should do in turning out in your numbers to the different registration offices and ensuring that your name is on the registration list. Double check it and do all your necessary canvassing. There are persons who are left with limited information. This is your time to go out in the communities, in your caravans, join with members and go out and speak to the persons, speak to the youth, speak to the persons who are undecided voters, and then when time for convention and everything is in place, we will have a convention. It is enshrined in the constitution of the new national party, and I want that caller to know definitely that there will be a convention when the time is right. You can't just jump up and do something haphazard. Please, I'm begging. Please, let us get it together.
Listen,
Good
some
night.
people want to have a christening before the baby born.
Exactly. All right. Yeah, they need to wait.
They just find out they're
And
pregnant, they
rumors
want to have a
giving a
christening.
All
Anyhow,
right.
okay, my
Okay.
brother.
Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
All right, yes indeed. And let me just get into a few issues before we take another round of calls and so on. We will be taking some more calls. We're going to hold on it for a little while because I want to get into some issues here. Now, the first one I want to get into is Dr. Mitchell spoke of the crime situation and the way that the present administration, the Ministry of National Security and the Royal Grenada Police Force is operating at this time. Only yesterday we were speaking of 2 superintendents of police who were, they were sent down back to assistant superintendent of police. They were given their letters on Friday. Yeah? That has been happening. And within the police force, there is a serious morale problem at this point in time. Several instances I've been speaking with police officers who are in the process or who already have completed the process are leaving the Royal Grenada Police Force. There are some I've spoken to, the stuff is inside, they're on leave. Some have finished, they're out already. And some, they are just about to start the process of leaving the Royal Grenada Police Force. And I'm speaking here about people that have done training courses regionally in Barbados. There's some specialist training courses that are done over there in Trinidad, in Jamaica. They've done specialist training courses even down in Guyana. They've done it further afield in China, in the US. These are people with specialist capabilities and competencies that were sent by the government of Grenada to receive certain training that can assist the Royal Grenada Police Force and the people of Grenada. And you know what we have happening now? These people are leaving the police force, so they're leaving with all the training, with all the experience that they have. They are now, in some instances, they're actually being forced out of the Royal Grenada Police Force. And while all of this is happening, you're having a number of murders that have taken place that we just ain't hearing anything about. You have the one in Tantine. That's the individual that was found shot in the car. Yes, somebody shot that individual. They were in the car and that person died and so on. You have that. You're not hearing anything about that. You're not hearing no reassurance to the public that we are working on it and we are following leads. And you don't have to say what your leads are, but you can say that you are doing something in relation to it. Nothing. All right? You have the John T., the Josiah Robinson issue. You have that one as well. Again, nothing being said in relation to that one. Nothing new being said in relation to that one. So we have no idea what is taking place and so on. And as I said, I'm holding on the phone calls for a while. Apparently someone has not heard me. So we're holding on the phone calls for a while. Yeah. So you have that one with the John T. You have the situation with the teacher that was found dead in the house. You have the situation with the individual that was found in the pond. You have the situation with the farmer that was found dead in his property. You now have the situation, and I saw a news item on it earlier, with Aubrey. That's the individual that used to be walking around Grenville and so on. Mentally challenged individual that was found beaten and has now died. So whoever was responsible for beating him, yeah, that individual or individuals who beat that guy, they are now guilty of murder. Yeah? So that one has to be added to the whole thing too. And apparently, I don't know how the police are proceeding on that. Whether he was mental and whether he was a street person or whatever, he was somebody's child. I saw his mother crying tonight. He was somebody's child. I saw his sister posting and crying a week or two ago in relation to her brother. So he has now died. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if he was on the street and if he was mentally challenged or whatever his issues were, he was a human being. And he has now died and gone to the great beyond. What is taking place in relation to the investigation for what has happened to him? So we saw that even in the West Indian Day parade over the last couple days and so on, we saw a situation with, we saw this happening in the West Indian Day parade. That was, I think, on Monday. Yeah, yesterday, I think. Over the weekend, yeah. But within the last, we saw this happening.
Josiah Robinson! Say his name! Josiah Robinson! Josiah Robinson! Josiah Robinson! Jorty! 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 Justice Moore! Jorty! Justice Moore! Justice Moore! Josiah Robinson! Justice Moore! Josiah Robinson! Justice Moore! Josiah Robinson! Say his name! Jorty!
Yeah, so if some people feel that that issue is dead, if they feel that that issue is over, I think that there's a lot more that's going to be coming, yeah? There's a lot more that's going to be coming. If you think that is just a few people there and so steady and think so, if they think that issue is a dead one. So we have to ask ourselves in relation to those, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have the situation with the individual that was killed in Carriacou, yeah, and the person fled. Yeah, they out of Carriacou, they were gone. Yeah? So you have all these situations, and in each case, you now have a murderer or murderers, because it could be multiple people, because we don't know. So it could be you have a murderer or murderers, or additional to that, and or accomplices that were involved in the murders of these individuals. Yeah? And in order to maintain trust in the Royal Grenada Police Force, trust in what is taking place through the Ministry of National Security, and so the advice has been given. Maybe you need to reach out to the forensic specialists in the FBI in the United States. Maybe you need to reach out to the specialists in the Scotland Yard. Maybe you need to reach out to Interpol. You may very well find that it may not even be a Grenadian, could be a person that has been passing through different islands, and that the modus operandi is the same. You never know, but at least that they should reach out to either the international. Look, one of the regional police forces had to help them to be able to apprehend someone in relation to the Carnival Monday murder and shooting. It was the Trinidad and Tobago police force that assisted them with that, with information. It means, therefore, that sometimes you have to reach out to others for assistance. Nobody is saying that they're incompetent. Nobody is saying that you're incapable, but you may not have the level of equipment and training and so on that some of the bigger countries have, that you can then ask for assistance. So nothing is wrong with asking for assistance. As Dr. Mitchell pointed out, during the days of Sir Eric Matthew Gary, when there was that murder in the south of the island, the then Gary government reached out to Scotland Yard for assistance, and they came down and they were able to help bring closure to that case. So what's the problem with reaching out now to others for assistance, or maybe even the same Scotland Yard? Yeah? It is not a thing about politics. It's not about saving face and so. It's about the safety and security of all Grenadians. And therefore, to do that, to take the advice of Dr. Mitchell is something that this administration don't just even consider, make sure you do it. Because you're speaking about a person who has spent many years as Minister of National Security, former Prime Minister of Grenada, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. So he's giving valid advice, and they should take it. All right? And then, in addition to that, Dr. Mitchell spoke on, and I want to pull this one up, because I want to take a couple minutes. That's why I kind of stopped the calls too. I want to take a few minutes for you all to listen carefully to what is being said in this one. Now remember, the government of Grenada have said that they are doing away with the arbitration that was brought by the people involved in the Kimpton by Kowana. That is where the flamboyant was, right? As some of us will say, where the flamboyant was, right? Now the government of Grenada has said that they are doing away with pursuing that. Well, they are not the ones pursuing the case. The other side was the ones pursuing the case. And the government of Grenada is saying they're going to take an out-of-court agreement, a settlement with these individuals. Now, as that is the case, and they're going to do that, what does it mean for you, the average Grenadian, and so on? And before we get deeper into it, I want to play what Dr. Mitchell said this morning in relation to that. I think it's very important that we all pay attention to what he was saying as he gave the background in relation to that. So I want you all to listen very carefully as we go into this one.
Well, clearly we were at the arbitration because we didn't initiate arbitration. It was the investor that did, because the facts can be borne out. I mean, I could give you a tidbits of what the Trudy Bay Development Project initiated in 2016. because you have to say how much applications, CBI applicants you need to get the resources. They were supposed to get, the project was supposed to be 52.5 million US dollars, and 150 CBI application would have done that. In 2017, the Trubel Bay Development requested an expansion of the project to US $99 million, which means 272 CBI applications. So there was a change from 15 to 17. In October 2017, the escrow accounts requirement was put in place. In 2020, the Trubel Bay Development Project, now renamed Kawana Bay Development, notifies CBS committee that it want to downgrade the project, which means that they're not planning to go to the level that they're talking about. By August 2020, the Kawana Bay Development did not put the escrow account in place, but requested an expansion to the project again. In September 2020, Kawana Bay requested an increased budget of 105.1. Remember, the project started at $52.1 million US. They then requested up to 99 million US, and now they're asking for $105.1 million. So in November 2020, they requested a further budget increase to 110 point, that was the thing growing, well, geometrically or arithmetically, or whatever you want to put it, citing increase in costs. So if you cite an increase in costs, the government clearly would have to ensure that you are justifying this. So in 2020, the CBI committee, which of course arm of the government, advised the organization that an engineer would evaluate the work, an independent engineer, and the cost of the project. The engineer reported that the estimated construction cost was, what he estimated based on what was done, was $47.4 million. In effect, he's saying he cannot justify the rationale behind the increase, because that was the level of the work that was done. In 2021, the CBI committee advised the organization that there were concerns about the project, including two companies, Grenco Limited from BVI and Trubel Services Limited, to which monies collected from the applications of government CBI program were being sent to. In other words, we are supposed to be funding activities of Trubel Bay Development Project, or Kawana Bay Development renamed. But we noticed two other organizations, monies were taken from our CBI passport services to those organizations. So the question, therefore, is who are these organizations, and is the investment in Grenada? And that was quite concerning to us. In June 2021, the company, instead of coming and justifying or saying the engineer was wrong and they would then debate it, they filed an arbitration claim before the ICID. So you see where we were? So my view is, since we had our facts, since the numbers we are now articulating is showing that we were justified in having concerns, we didn't get rid of them. I believe that the investment through the arbitration should have been utilized. But the government, clearly, I don't know for whatever reason, I don't know who lawyer is representing Trubel Bay Development, whoever that lawyer is. Maybe he had influence in the government or in the institution, and therefore they decided to not continue with the arbitration. And my view, therefore, almost saying that they're going to meet the request. I hope that's not what they meant, but it could be something like this. And that is why we are where we are today. So I don't even know if the Prime Minister or whoever understand the implication of what he is doing. It's always to try to, it might be good to imply that the NNP did something wrong, because I think that's the purpose. But forget NNP. What about Grenada? Is this action I'm taking, would it benefit Grenada? Is it in interest of Grenada or interest of whoever? I don't know.
Yeah, folks, and so you've heard Dr. Mitchell there, and you understand the situation. Yeah? Number one, they wanted to downgrade the program. So they wanted to, if they were going to do a program at a project at a certain size, they wanted to downgrade it and so on. But yet still you saw the cost of the project going up and up and up. And then when you investigate, you find that monies that were collected, in other words, there are people that have invested, people from outside of Grenada that have invested in this program and have therefore become part of Grenada's CBI program. Yeah? These people have paid money into Grenada, into this project, and those monies were being taken and were being used outside of Grenada in other projects. 2 other companies, you had the names coming up, and 2 other companies were receiving those money. Do you expect the government of Grenada to simply tell the people, well, go ahead and do that, that's okay? Because when the people who have invested their monies into that project, when they're looking to recoup their money, is the government of Grenada they're going to be coming to? If these individuals are no longer wrong. And that is why you have to understand the danger in which this government said they were supposed to have concluded last week, but they're so rude and disrespectful that today is Tuesday and you still have not heard from them if they've concluded and what are the arrangements with the individuals who took the individuals/companies that have taken Grenada to court. So they've said, we're not going to continue the arbitration. We are going to move forward. Yeah, they like to move forward. Yeah, and settle. Who you're settling with? Because here is what is going to happen here. You're going to find the people of Grenada are going to end up having to pay 3 sets of money on a case that they could have won and would have won. They definitely would have won it. No arbitration court is going to say it was okay to take monies that were being placed into Grenada for a project in Grenada, that it was okay to take those monies and use those monies to build hotel in another country. That's not what the people paid their money for. They paid their money for a project in Grenada. They didn't pay it for a project in, be it the BVI or wherever. They did not pay their money for a hotel that was being built in another territory. They gained their CBI citizenship through the fact that they paid into a fund for a project here in Grenada. So how could these individuals think that it was okay to take the money from Grenada for Grenada's project and use it in another country? When the people don't see the project finished here, who you think they're coming to? The government of Grenada, and then you, the Grenadian taxpayer, would end up having to pay the bill. That's what would happen. Now here's another aspect of this. 1, the Grenadian taxpayer, all of us, we're going to have to pay the how much $1 million for the acquisition of the property. That's the property that was previously vested in the True Blue Development Corporation or whatever the name was. Yeah, I know it's True Blue something or the other. That was vested in them. You and me, all of us, we are going to have to pay to reclaim that property now. The first publication has taken place. The first publication was in the Government Gazette of last Friday, September the 1st. Yeah, we showed you that last night. I don't think I have to pull it up again right now because we showed you that last night. So the first publication of that has already taken place. Right? So that's 1 set of money. That has nothing to do with the rest of stuff. That's 1 set of money that you're going to have to pay, because you have to pay it at market value, all kind of thing. And you know it's millions of dollars we're talking about here. Ain't no hundreds of thousands. Millions you're talking here that are going to have to be paid now by the government to reclaim that land. Secondly, the government is going to pay the people who brought the case against the government of Grenada. That's the developers. They're going to pay the developers. Remember, the developers was not using their money. So you're paying people who didn't use their own money. If you had to pay anybody, who you should be paying are the people who were paying into the project. It's their money. These are the people who were putting money through CBI into that project. But this government ain't saying they're going and pay those people, They go in and pay the people who had the project and who bring a case against the government of Grenada. So you're going to end up having to pay now. Your government is organizing and arranging and agreeing now to pay those people. The people who did the project, who are doing the project here, who are using other people's money to do the project here. Well, they used some to do it here and then they take and use other places. But they are the ones that are now going to be paid by you. And after that now, should a class action lawsuit be brought against the government of Grenada by all of these people who get the Grenadian passport through CBI tied to that project, when they're looking for their returns and there is nothing coming because the developers will no longer be involved, and you saw that in the release that was sent out by the administration, you saw that in their release, yeah? You saw that in their release. All of the money that these people are going to be asking for, you are going to have to pay. So you're going to have to pay for the land, a couple millions, well, for that. Right? And who you're going to be paying? The developers. Who are the developers' lawyers? Your guess is as good as mine. Who is or were their lawyers? Your guess is as good as mine. All right? So you know who's going to be benefiting from that millions of dollars that are going to be paid in relation to the land acquisition. That's one. The individuals, company themselves, who wasn't using their money but was using money from other people to do the project, now are the ones that are going to be paid. And you are going to be left holding the bag now for all the people who get their passport under the program, who paid their money and are supposed to be right now having that property developed here in Grenada and they getting their returns or their use of it and so on. Now, if these people have to be paid, it's you that are going to have to pay them again. And I'm saying you didn't have to pay any of that. You didn't have to pay for the land. You didn't have to pay the developers. You didn't even have to come back and have to pay these people if they bring, and they definitely will, if they realize that the project isn't moving and they're not getting their monies back and all sort of thing. You're going to end up having to pay them when you definitely did not have to do it because you had an ironclad case to go to arbitration. The government should have continued with the case. But instead of that, for whatever reason, because remember, the same individuals who were the developers, when you was hearing the vex with Dr. Mitchell, and we were hearing the talk outside there and the allegations that they funded the NDC campaign. That talk was out there. We have the Prime Minister on tape, the present Prime Minister, Mr. Deacon and Miss Mitchell, we have him on tape saying that he's willing to take money from CBI people for his election campaign. We have him on tape admitting, saying that he's willing to do it. Nothing wrong with CBI and so on. He's willing to take money. And that question was based on the talk that you were hearing around the island and even outside of the island. Those of you in New York and Canada, you were hearing it too, that the campaign was being funded by different people that had issues with the New National Party or with its leadership for whatever reason. So you were hearing that that same company was one of the organizations that were funding the NDC political campaign. They can't sue me for that. There are literally tens of thousands of you out there that heard that. So I'm simply repeating what we were hearing out there. That company, the individual, we were hearing of a former ambassador, we were hearing of the company, and so that they funded the NDC political campaign. It's up to them to say whether yes or no, and know that the FBI is there if they're lying. Let me just say it again. It's up to them to say yes or no, and for both them and the NDC to know that the FBI out there. All right? Nice. I just have to make sure that that goes in there. Eh? The FBI is there. So don't think, and there's no statute of limitations on some of these things. Just know that there's, I think some people feel that statute of limitations, and no statute of limitations when it comes to them thing there. Yeah? Could be 20 years down the road. You know what's going down. All right? So I just wanted to explain that to you all. I think it was important to explain that to you all. Because I think a lot of people just feel, okay, so government go in and pay them off, and I say, no. Government is paying off the people who was using other people money. So if they weren't using their money to do the project, what are you paying them for? Why are you paying them? Yes, they are the ones that bring the case against you, but why are you settling and paying them, especially when you have a good case? You all heard what Dr. Mitchell said. He went through piece by piece by piece, and he explained. So you heard him explaining what took place. The people wasn't happy, so they decided taking Grenada to court on this one. Yeah? So again, you are going to have to pay for the lands, the millions of dollars for the lands that they are already in the process of acquiring. And let me see if I could pull up the publication that took place. And let me see if I could just get rid of this in the background here. Yeah, let me see if I could pull that up, because you are you're very well aware that yes, this one, right? As my little one would say, this one. Right? So let me just pull that up for you in relation to the acquisition. Yeah? The first publication has been made in relation to that acquisition of those properties. Yeah? That you are going to have to pay for. And who are they going to pay for the properties? They're going to pay the developers. Yeah? They are going to pay the developers. But yet still, what about the people who have put their money into the project? Have they negotiated with these people and said, well, okay, this is what we're looking to do. And this is the name of the company, True Blue Development Limited, right? So that's the name of the company. So they are going to have to pay True Blue Development Limited. They're going to have to pay those individuals. True Blue Development Limited. Find out who the lawyers for True Blue Development Limited and any sub or affiliated companies. And if they have legal representation, new legal representation, who was or who were the legal representation before? You might be very surprised the names that you see popping up in front of you. You may be very surprised. They may be connected to some people sitting in the Parliament of Grenada right now, not on the NNP side. But you may be very surprised. Yeah? So you have the acquisition, the first publication. There has to be a second publication, I think I don't think it will be this week, it may be next week. So there'll be the second publication in relation to this property, and then the government will officially take over the property, and then they will have to pay. That's the constitution. Government can take properties and so, but they have to pay. So millions of dollars that way. Then you also have the other side are going to say, well, damages and so on. You all admitted that you're wrong and so on. So you have to pay us, be it 30 million, be it 50 million, so on. You're going to hear that you have to pay us that. Then they have to pay that. No wonder they want loan for 100 million and not saying what they're using it for. So you're going to see government having to pay that. And then, if a class action lawsuit is brought against the government of Grenada, you've already admitted that you're wrong when you should not have done that, because you're not. But this administration has said to the people of Grenada and otherwise that the last government was wrong. So government, being a continuum, was wrong. So the people who paid for their passports and paid into this program, who are not included in all these payments you're hearing there, because you're hearing a payments to the developers, yeah? You're hearing a payment to the funders, the people who actually fund, who money was used in it. You're not hearing about payments to them. So you're going to end up with a situation where 3 different sets of money has to be paid. That is what is going to take place in relation to this one. Folks, we'll open the phone lines again, 440-7377, 347-329-3101. That's 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Yeah, definitely, because I think we had to explain and understand this thing properly, yeah.
Do so never like so.
And as Dr. Mitchell pointed out, it is a situation where they're doing this and then they're going to say NNP. It didn't have to be that way. If they had allowed the arbitration to continue, there was no way that these individuals were going to win Grenada in that. There's no way that they would have won Grenada in that arbitration hearing. Because the facts bear themselves out in relation to this issue. The facts are there. The facts, you can't refute the facts. Did the people use the money that was placed in Grenada for a project in Grenada? They use some of it here and then they take the rest and try to use it. Well, not try to use it outside of Grenada to other companies. Yeah? That is what took place. And you have to defend the CBI program, the name of Grenada, and the taxpayers of Grenada at the same time. You have to defend everybody. So the new National Party government had to make the moves that they made, and the people get upset, decide that, nah, you understand? We would hold them to task. Let's go to the arbitration court. But they have a weak case. They would not have won. But this government, typical of having no belly and no guts, decided, let me settle. Let me settle, man. Let me settle. Yeah? So they go on and they settle. Nice? Yeah, they settle. And now everybody had to pay.
You claim you cared about Grenadians. Every day you used to make noise, saying you are the poor people's voice. But now you at the top and cannot we no more. All the wrongs you do.
And remember, with all of this, even if the people, let's say the people gave, and we're speaking in hypotheticals here, you know, we want to be careful because we realize that there's one to sue and all kind of thing. Yeah, try it. Right? Yeah, just try it. Just give me legal access to some of your documentation and they'll try and sue me. Right. So we're speaking in hypotheticals here. Let's say that they gave $3 million to the NDC campaign. We know that the NDC said they needed $4 million for the campaign. So let's say that they gave $3 or they gave $2 million to the campaign. And now, without even having to bother, because Grenada is going to have to pay for their legal fees and everything too, for the arbitration that they brought, and the discontinuing, Grenada is going to end up having to pay for all of that. So let's say that company or that individual, let's just say hypothetically, making a fair comment here, that they gave, whether it's $2 million or $3 million to the NDC campaign. The NDC has now formed the government and dropped the case. And all of a sudden now, the NDC is going to have to be paying these people well over $30 million. Yeah, that's an investment, boy. If that is the kind of thing that's taking place, then people need to invest. You could put $3 million into an election campaign and end up with $30 million. And we're speaking in hypotheticals here, you know. We're not saying that is exactly what happened, but we're saying that we heard things during and before and during the election campaign of who was funding the NDC campaign. Yeah? We heard it. All of us heard it. So we're speaking in hypotheticals that if that, what we were hearing, was the case and is the case, then you may have had people that gave a 2 million, a 1 million, a 1.5 million. We never know. No. Yeah, a 3 million. But now they're walking with 30 million, 50 million, whatever it is, and still leaving you hole in the bag for the investors who have put their money into the program. And then they won't come and say, well, this debt is on NNP. NNP that caused this. No, NNP didn't cause this. You didn't go through the arbitration. You didn't complete the process where these individuals would have ended up having to pay the state of Grenada. You don't have the guts. So you decided that you're going to drop it. Well, maybe it's not the guts. That is one excuse. But we know that there's the other excuse that we're hearing, that it could be that you were lying in the same bed, maybe in the same room, in the same bed. We don't know. So we're just saying, and we're speaking in hypotheticals here. By the end of the day, this doesn't look good, this doesn't smell good, and this doesn't sound good. All right? Nice. Beautiful. 440-7377. Yeah, and just remember, the people coming for the money with interest, Don't think they're just coming for the principal sum. They're coming with interest.
Don't play with the Grenadian people. The winners are coming around.  'em. Like, oh, yeah.
We've got a call online. Good night.
Like, oh, yeah.
We've got a call online. Good night.
'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like, oh, yeah. The winners are coming around. 'Cause, like,
Hello,
Good
we've got a
night,
call
Mr.
online.
Sheldon. Good evening.
Good evening, my dear.
Good evening. So, Mr. Sheldon,
Yes, ma'am.
who could stop this onslaught? What will take place to Grenada? Is there any law? Because we talking and I'm very ignorant of, the laws and whatever. Who could stop this onslaught? What will be taking place? Nobody. There is no law. All these lawyers in Grenada, all these bright people, nobody standing up and say they can't do that to us. We have to forget politics. We have to study the everyday life, what will be ruined in some way or the other. There is nothing can be done to stop these people from what they are about to do to us. I'm asking this question because it's very disturbing.
It's a question that I can't answer off the cuff. I
I
definitely.
hear you.
I know, but I definitely
But
will
don't
have
you
to.
think so?
I agree with you that it is something that there ought to be some way that we can prevent it.
Yeah, because Grenadians don't know what these people are about to do. We have to forget politics because we have to live. We have children. We have grandchildren. You don't understand what I'm saying? This is very, very disturbing. Anyhow, I'm listening. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, my dear. 4407377 and 347-329-3101. Let me say a special good night to my listeners in the DC, Maryland area. Those of you in North Carolina, South Carolina, those of you listening in Florida. I hope my Florida listeners, hope that the storm that passed the other day didn't affect you all too much. So a special good night to you all. Those of you listening in Germany. You all wonder who listening in Germany? A lot of Grenadians over there. So a special good night to those of you listening in Germany. Those of you listening in Japan. Yes, I have a good cousin over there in Japan. Yeah. With the U.S. military. Yeah, saying a special good night to you, cuz. We've got a call online. Good night.
Yeah, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hi, good night. Yes, go right
Brother
ahead.
Sheldon, I want the NMP supporters and members, don't get distracted by the distractors. Because they become a kind of, what are to put things in place first. Every groups and organization of the party in place before we have a convention. And that is what NMP doing. They put the house in order and the convention will come. But one thing I want NMP members to do, they should ask the distractors the question, when will the contract workers be made permanent? One, when will the seed workers, the seed people that the government took out, the 150 from the seed people, when will they get back the 150 back and the government giving them the 650 and over? That the government said, that the Prime Minister said the World Bank said that they should be receiving. The one. The two, when will the government reach out and help the poor people of America compete mathematics? The poor people that vote them in office, some vote them in office, and they turn them back on them. When will the government reach out and help the people that is suffering under this destruction group of people? The people that they only care about themselves and only helping them who help them, and forgetting the small man who helped them to reach where they reach. That everything you see the government is doing is anti poor people. They're doing things to help themselves and to help them friends. So I call upon the supporters of NMP, don't get distracted. We want the question asked our convention. The question they will never ask the question to the government. The enemies of progress and the destructive force who supporting this government to pay back the people they want, give them back the 150 and give them back and give them the 650 and over that they say the World Bank state that they should be receiving. And the contract workers, when will they be made permanent? Well, that is the question they should ask the government. That's a convention. Convention will come, and when it comes, it's not a one man. There's a party, and when the party decide to call convention, they will call it. And Brother Sheldon, into the press conference, the convention, as usual, we know he go have a good and solid press conference. Even I think got it with Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis today. But I know she go handle it herself. And one thing I like in the press conference that I can just say that it will be a mental team. And for sure we know any one of the members in cabinet, in members in parliament, anyway put them to have any press conference, they can handle themselves. It doesn't matter that the opposition are afraid because we know we are capable men, people that is capable to handle themselves in any press conference in any forum, not as the ruling party that don't hide their ministers because they come and attack and what they attack they even know what they're saying. And only time they don't feel nice to come and say something. What they say when they feel nice is just garbage. Brother Sheldon, have a bless.
All right. Thank you. Dory, man, when man feeling nice, they just say anything. All kind of thing. Yeah. When man feeling nice, they just say all kind of thing. Yeah, they say anything. Yeah, that's what some of them just say. 4407377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Listen, they came with that supplementary. And you had to know that something was wrong. And then they came with that 60 million that they came for as part of that supplementary. They came for 88 million before, and then they came with the 60 million and said that's in relation to land acquisition. You ought to have known that something was wrong there, you know. We've got a call online. Good night.
Those are the Grenadian people that they put the people there, and what we getting today now, the licking we're getting right now with this hotel and whatever is because of the Grenadian people didn't listen when Dr. Keith Mitchell said to them, be careful what they're doing to go and vote. So whatever happening now, we have to suffer the consequences because at the end of the day, we didn't, some of the people didn't listen. All right.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. 440-7377, 440-7377. You can also call us on WhatsApp via that number, via 440-7377. Yes, you can call us via WhatsApp using that number. And also 347-329-3101 for those of you that are in North America, whether you're in Canada, whether you're in the US, you can call us using that number. So make sure when they come and trying to blame NNP for this one, make sure that you all stick it right back on them and tell them it's their fault, because there's a good case that was being put forward on this and they decided they're not going forward. We have a caller.
Good night, Sheldon.
Good night, my dear.
Good night. You remember the Calypsonian that sing Grenada, Grenada for sale come by?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is what going on when Turkey sing that. Was NDC that was in power. So that is what going on. And David Rada sing, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas at rough. So that is what going on in Grenada right now. They're selling us beat by beat. So when time reach, we don't have a Grenada.
All right, my dear. Hello?
Yes?
Yes, I said thank you so very much for your input.
Yeah, so that is what really going on with us. We are sorry for us.
It is bad. It is definitely bad. Thank you.
Yes, it's really bad.
All right.
All right.
Yes, folks, and that's the thing, you know. They are doing this because they want to be able to stand up on a platform and then come and say, look, NNP, NNP ain't cost you that. NNP was trying to protect you. You cost the Grenadian people that. You are the ones that decided that the people that say they have belly, they didn't have belly to stand up and face the tribunal. The people that say they're moving forward, they didn't move forward to the tribunal. They start to move backward. Like they can't remember during the revolt, they say forward ever backward, never know. They instead of moving forward, when they say forward, no, they moving forward. They move backward with that one. Yeah, but they move backward with nearly everything. But they move backward. Yeah? The focus should have been to present, speak with the people who know, present a proper defense. Yeah? Instead of that, they went the direction that they went. We have a call online. Good night. Hello? 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 Okay, seems as though we lost that one, but we do have another caller. Yeah, we do have another caller online. Good night. Hello?
Hi, Sheldon. Good night.
Hi, good night. You are live. Go right
How are
ahead.
you?
I'm quite fine, actually.
You know who's speaking?
The voice sounds very familiar, and when you continue speaking, I'll make it out.
Yes. Now, Grenadian had to understand. They had to feel for them to know. Grenadian doesn't know what they want. So sometimes things have to happen for something else to happen. That is Scotty.
Yes, my dear. It's been a long time, though.
Yeah? Yes.
All right. Thank you so very much for your
Yeah.
call.
Anyway, continue with the good work what you're doing. Once you're there, I don't have a problem.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Okay, love you.
Love you as well. Yes, it's been a long time I hear that voice. It's been a very long time I hear that voice. I had to pass by the house one these days when you're down. Yes, 440-7377. That's 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. I did answer a call on the local line, but caller, you can call back because I think probably you were listening to the device. Remember when you call to pay attention to the phone line and not to the device that you are listening on. All right, so we have a call online. Good night.
Pleasant good night, sir. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm quite fine. You're live. Go right ahead.
Right, just one thing I want to ask. Forgive my ignorance. I was not listening for a while because I went and do something. Anyhow, if I pay you for, or I settle out a court and I pay you some money for something, right? But you're in the field of construction, and I still want you to develop that thing I pay you for. So I settle with you out of court, but then I still want you to develop that thing for me. So that's something new now. So I have to pay you a different money. Is that like you catch me?
Well, you see, in this instance, it's even worse than that because what has happened is that...
I'll listen on air.
Okay, no problem. It's even worse than that because the government has stated clearly that once they settle with them, there is nothing to do with the True Blue Bay Development Corporation, whatever the name. There's nothing to do with them again. That they are no longer involved in that project. Yeah, but remember, they were being paid through the CBI program. That's where they were receiving the money and so. That they ended up taking from and using outside of Grenada. And I would agree with you if it's a situation like that. You yeah. If it's a situation like you've explained it, yeah, you get catch. Not telling you straight, you get catch. Yeah? So as it is right now, that company, and let me just double check the name again, I had it here. Yeah, the True Blue Development Limited. Not True Blue Bay, but True Blue Development Limited. That company, according to what the release that was sent out by the government of Grenada, that they are completing negotiations with them as of last week and so on and so on. That company will no longer be involved in this project. So they have whatever they build elsewhere, they have that. That is theirs. That has nothing to do with the people of Grenada, nor with the people who put money into the project here. That project, that monies from Grenada were being used on, that project has nothing to do with Grenada or with the people that there. As far as they're concerned, that's their thing. That bill, that if it finished, they could use it wherever. They'd rather study with anybody here again. All right? So, in short, yeah, you get catch. All right? 440-7377. It's now 15 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. So 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. You know, outside of this, I want you all remember something too. Are we in September? Yeah? And several things were supposed to be happening in September. Marketing and National Importing Board. Yeah? We were supposed to be seeing the law that created that repealed, and we were supposed to be seeing the new entity and so on. Yeah, Marketing and National Importing Board. Don't forget it. Nice. We've got a
Shalon.
caller. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Could that, okay. Let us say that the government change
Mm-hmm.
and the building that they have up in quarantine. Could the government take that building back for the money that was given to them from the CBI program?
No, you see that you see that wouldn't be a possibility because the government is already taking the building and paying the developers for the building, so the building will belong to the government of Grenada. That building, what the government of Grenada doing is taking over that now, you know. So if they have a case that I'd take anything from them to get back money. These people done and gone. They didn't have anything here again. The government giving them the money and taking the land back already. So the government is taking back the land, paying off the people, because the True Blue Development Limited, they were the people who that land was vested in. So they are being paid off for the land. Government can't just take land from you and not pay you. Government must pay you at market value for the land that they take from you. So they're paying these people off for the land. That's the first point I was making there earlier. They are paying for the land acquisition. They're going to pay how much million for that? I'm hearing figures as high as $30 million. That's what I'm hearing. So they're going to be paying for that. They're going to be seizing that. Then they are going to be paying off the developers themselves otherwise, because remember they have an arbitration. So part of the settlement there, they have to pay them on that. And then it still leaves us holding the bag for when the people that paid money into the project ready for their money with interest. It leaves us holding the bag. We are the ones that are going to have to pay. So we'd already have paid these people that didn't use their money, was using the other people's money. We're going to already have paid them. We're already going to have to pay them a second time for the land. And then we're going to end up having to pay the people who were putting money into that project. Yeah? Even if you bring in another developer or so, and these people ready for their money, and so you have to find the money and pay them, you know. Especially if 5 or 6 of them, or how much of them get together and decide we're going to bring a class action against the state of Grenada, you have to find the money and pay them. Yeah? Nice. We have a call on the line. Hello, good night.
Good night, Shalon. You know what I think, Shalon? A lot of these ministers that they know, I've seen a lot of them, they might take jail. Because a lot of wrong things that they're doing. So they have to answer for a lot of things when you see the government change.
Unlike them, I don't wish bad. I don't wish jail on anybody. But the facts are the facts, reality are the reality, and the law is the law. That's all I have to say on that one. All right, yeah. The law is the law, facts are facts, reality is reality. I don't wish bad on anybody. That is one thing with me. There are many of them out there on a daily basis wishing bad on people. Yeah, some of them praying. I don't know how come Bible was born in their hand. Praying for wicked things to happen to other people. I don't know if they don't understand which God they're praying to. I don't know which God they're praying to. Yeah? Might be Beelzebub. I don't know who they're praying to. Yeah? But definitely, that cannot be a situation that you... I mean, come on, you put the Grenadian people... It's not the NNP put the Grenadian people into this situation. The NNP government was doing what was right to ensure that they protect the people of Grenada. They were doing what was correct to ensure they protect the people of Grenada. This government just decided, yeah. So, folks, I was also speaking about the Marketing and National Importing Board, and the reason I'm saying that is this. Let me take this call, and then I'll get back to that. We've got a call online.
Shalon Scott, good night.
Good night, my dear.
And good night to the listeners in America, Canada. Miss Teresa, good night and happy birthday. The reason I didn't call, just hard time in Grenada for me. I don't know for other people.
Cameo, your voice sound different, so? I nearly didn't make you out to know your voice sound very different.
That is why I could not have called, because I didn't have money to put on credit. Somebody was just going to credit for me. Because it's rough. Mm-hmm. It's hard time for me. You understand? Rent and so you don't hear me because I don't have credit. So Miss Teresa, happy birthday. May God bless you and keep you. Patty and Matthew, good night. I'll call you guys, Mr. Watts and everybody. But Sharon, I did listening to you before I get this person to send this little credit for me. I listen to all what you say. Sharon, I just sorry for us in Grenada, you know. I need to. I just sorry. If we have to pay back this season, we have to pay. Let us pay because we too bad mind. You know why we too bad mind and we it? During the campaign, during the election, Dr. Mitchell, in every meeting that man went, every meeting, the rest of ministers, they speak to us. They explain certain things to us to make that decision, the right decision. You know what you have, you know what you will get. But the Grenadian people say they tired with Mitchell. Chief Claudius Mitchell is an old man. So let them take what they get. And a lot of us suffering, but we just shame to say what we're going through. So it's damn good for all of us. Let we feel it. Dr. Mitchell, good night. And listen to part of what you all was saying today. And we stayed. But then I changed me the station to listen to little music because I don't be so stressed out. So I just started to play little music. But I'm going to tune in. I'm going to go back on YouTube and take it in me where I don't in me out. I'm just sorry. And you know, we're very ungrateful. We don't have thanks for the little. You know, Canadians, that was really bother me. Canadians take them mouth and take it Mitchell and do nothing for Grenada. All what he do, he didn't do nothing. Damn good. He damn good. This Mitchell are good for you. This Mitchell are good for some of y'all. And somebody and the sister supporters, they can't up them out. They shame that walk with their head down. That good, I'm sorry. I'm feeling the pinch. I'm not ashamed. I'm feeling the pinch. I'm burning the belly. But it's damn good for us. We didn't know what we have. Now we know what we had. Every day somebody has to call Keith Mitchell. I ain't telling you update. Every day I hear somebody calling him in the tongue of St. George and speaking and all that. It's good. Because he's an old man. Shame against some of the ministers. Shame they're taking the advice they're giving them. They just shame. Keith Mitchell a good. And that you want a young lawyer? Are you just a young lawyer? When you hear that man, anytime you hear this will leave office, they don't have to work again for the rest of their life. Because when they stick in themselves. They stick in themselves when they leave office. They leave office. They have the money to live till God ready for them. Good night, Grenada.
Yeah, me, later. 4407377. That's the number. Yeah, that's the number for you to call and get on to the program. Let me see, who is it? Mr. Bola. Is Mr. Bola's birthday? Oh, I believe me, that one skipped me today. Is it Roland Bola's birthday today? Yeah, is it? Yeah, somebody send me a message and let me know. All right, 4407377. That's the number you can call. And you can get on to the inside.
Some could barely survive.
And we've got a call online. Good night.
Mr. Scott.
Yes, sir.
Let me see if I could really understand this thing. I'm not sure I really understand this situation. First of all, the land was belonging to the state of Grenada, or was it a private land?
The land belongs to the company that was developing the property.
So the company bought that land from
the owners before.
From the owners before.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was bought from the owners before. Yeah.
So it was not state land.
Not as far as I know, because remember it's Flamboyant Hotel that was there before.
Right. So the land. So
I know. For instance, there's somebody in the government now that make $1 million off of the transaction that take place back then. When it come from Flamboyant to these new people.
Right. So
well, not new, but the present people.
So okay, how come the person that invested in Grenada happened to put their money into that situation where they could want back the money, you have to get back the
No,
money.
okay. When you invest in a CBI program, it's citizenship by investment. So you become a citizen of Grenada, C, by investment, by investing in a project or something here. If you are investing, you expect some positive outcomes. You expect to make a profit on what you're investing, right? So there are various projects that have been approved as CBI projects in the state of Grenada. One of them was that particular project. It was approved. The engineers did their work. They said how much it's going to cost and so on. So you know how much money needs to come in. People were buying into that particular project. So they were paying money through CBI into that project, right? What the government was doing is trying to protect their investment, because you can't have their money coming into the CBI program here in Grenada for that project and then ending up on another project in another country. So that is simply what the NNP administration was saying to them. You can't do that. And that is why the people take NNP to court, the NNP government to court, you know. That is what happened.
So right. So while the court was, no, the government seized the land. Who is responsible for the land now? The state?
The state is taking over the land. So if another investor is coming forward to do what they have to do there, the state has to come into arrangement with them, whether they're going to, that developer, the state will hold on to the land and then tell the developer, okay, pay us $1 a year for the next 100 years, or $20 a year for the next 100 years, or whatever it is. The state would now be holding on to that land. And believe me, that's the next thing, you know, who the investors who are going to be taking over that project will be. That's the next thing. You'll hear some names calling there, and you'll hear some kind of people affiliated locally to these people.
So the persons that put their money into that business now, who do they have to go to, who they have to deal with for their money?
The CBI program of Grenada. That's where the money were paid into, you know. The CBI program of Grenada. That's where the company that was developing there can't give people citizenship. It's the Grenada Citizenship by Investment Program. After doing the background checks on these people and so on, they approved. So they are the ones that they're coming to. They're coming to the CBI, Grenada CBI program.
And Grenada CBI program have to pay the shareholders.
Well, if they can't get the money, otherwise, is Grenada they coming behind? Yeah, that is what is taking place, my brother.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay. 440377. Let me just clear the box. 440377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. Yeah, friends with benefits. Yes, yeah, that is a thing. Yeah, it have a thing called that, you know, friends with benefits. Yeah? Oh, Smokey. Yeah, Smokey is the one who sing Grenada. Yeah, Grenada for sale. Yeah, I was playing Grenada for sale a while ago. Yeah. Yeah, Teresa, glad that you all didn't get too much touch with that thing there. Yeah, glad that didn't touch holiday. I think we have a call on the line. Hello, good night.
Brother Sheldon?
Yes, sir.
Remember it at 8 with in Grindbog, in case of Grindbog?
Yeah.
The Grindbog sued the government of Grenada.
And
what the government said right there, let Grindbog go ahead and do what they want with the country. And who had to come and defend Grenada? The same NMP when they was in opposition. Right? So, and look again, Grenada have a case to win. The government say, let's forget that. And then you reach out and helping the person that should get help and the seeking interest of Grenadian and Carrico people. But you're helping the businessman who the money and then do what he wanted, and then still we reach him back and help him. So we have to ask the question, whose interest does the NC seek when they are in government? Right? Right? Who's the interest? Because when in 2008 and right now it's the same attitude again.
Okay,
Right,
thank you. 440-737. I was hearing a beep there. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. 347-329-3101. And that's the other number for you to call. If you're in North America, you could call that number. But you can also call us on WhatsApp, 440. Well, okay. For those of you, especially outside of Grenada, 1473-440-7377. And you'll get through to us here in studio at Talking Points. All right? Nice. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what taking place. And every time I start to tell you all about marketing board, I ended up off it. Now, marketing board, the law is supposed to be repealed. The new entity is supposed to be formed. But on top of that, I was checking the supplementary. Now, in the original budget that was done last year in December there, completely right, that budget didn't make any provision for a new marketing and national importing board. So there are no funds there to support the creation of the new entity. I thought that the funds may have been placed in the supplementary. In other words, the mini budget that was just passed in Parliament. Nothing is there for the Marketing and National Importing Board. So what's really going on when it comes to that entity? We have a caller online. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, this is the prophet.
Go right ahead, man.
I want to say that Judas has come to the Last Supper. And after the Last Supper, there will be the crucifixion. And I hope that baby Jesus is strong enough to carry the cross. And you have a good night, sir.
All right, thank you. I had a boss at time, and every time he used to say, "Kiss me, Judas, kiss me." Anytime he was like, "Kiss me, Judas, kiss me." And right now, like, we had to say that because I'm trying to understand what is really taking place in relation to these issues. You're saying you're going to pay off these people and them, and then all these financial implications in relation to it in a case that you could have won, right? But you just didn't have the guts, you didn't have the belly, you wasn't moving forward, so you couldn't do it. You was like a crab backing up into a hole. Yeah, you couldn't move forward, so, well, crab does kind of go side to side more, Anyhow, right, we have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Sheldon?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Scott again, sorry about that.
No, go right ahead.
Listen to me, Sheldon. You don't find we talking too much in Grenada. In some other part of the world, they stone these people,
Oh, gosh,
they would take the street. They would take the street. I look in France, the other day on the television, because look at the international level. And the people come out. Thousands of people come out and mad because they don't want the mandate. And look at what's going on with us in Grenada. Under the NDC. What we going through separation. Separation as poor people. Separation we going through. And everybody just had their mouth shut. Nobody just saying nothing. If the Grenadians, we talking too much. If we put we heart and hand together and we take the street and we stamp, we go and stamp them in the complex. These people and them would have do too much. They're doing us too much. We just sit back and we don't say nothing. We only talking. In America again, the people just come out and protest when things affecting them. In Grenada, we just sit back and talking. We are doing nothing. Some other places that have stone these people and them, they are give them big stone. I like France. What going on out there when the people are pleased with what the government doing and other parts of the world. Look at what they're doing us. I, for one, suffering under NMP, that needs to happen. They're imperfect, they make mistakes, yes, but we life was much better in Grenada. Our life was much better. Every day somebody crying out. They have to pay how much money to go in the hospital. And these people, they're only traveling and they're living nice. And we have to put taxpayers' money, paying for the gas, paying for the telephone bill, and people can't pay the phone bill. Poor people that work hard and build this country. We catching with royal and some calling the radio station and like the best government. What? The miner have it and a door foot. And I walk every day with a placard in the complex. Let the Prime Minister and the rest of ministers see what's going on in Grenada. It's like nothing happening to these people. Hey, what's going on in Grenada? All you only sit back and I don't doing nothing. Come out and speak out. Mark placard and let me speak up. Let the world see what's going on here. Or you just sit back and take in all you just like a sheep. I don't hold already. I don't hold already the ministers in government. Or you have all of your belly and go strike. Don't go strike now. Because I'm hungry. And a lot of Grenadians hungry. We hungry out there. So us can't pay we water bill. We really more we weak because of the wickedness all you doing to us in this country. One day, Congo say, Mali West, good night.
All
And
right,
check
Gary.
out before I go,
Mhm.
there's a lady from Happy Hill that listen to your program. I just, she name slip me. And she here on vacation now.
All
She
right.
start working in Nawasa. You know what I'm speaking about, darling. I want to say good night to her.
All right,
Thank
my
you.
love. All right.
Good night.
4407377. And let me tell you, we're not advocating that people do anything violent, huh? But we're saying speak up. Speak up and speak out. And if it needs be that we have to take to the streets, we'll take to the streets orderly and peacefully. We ain't going and stone nobody. She just made reference to the fact that in other countries, that's the direction they go. But I would never say we go that direction because, you know, I just always say this. You all know that is always, always does have to pull that one, eh? So we ain't stoning nobody, eh? We ain't going down that road, no. When Grenada go down that road, does end up being a different kind of thing. American troops does that. Now we ain't going down there. But we definitely, that doesn't mean we shouldn't just sit down and we have to speak up. In relation to these issues, it can't just be me speaking. All of us have to speak up in relation to these issues. And when the time comes for us to take action in relation to these issues, we have to take action. Yeah? Remember how much we put a son home from marketing board, you know?
Everybody breaking away. Check the unity inside her. Tell them we don't want no trouble. This party is decent.
440, let me just clear the box. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. That's the other number. Horse! My partner. Good night to you, sir. All right. 440-7377. That's hey, Dr. Colette Williams, good night to you. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the program. People meeting me and asking me who is the new GG. Listen, all I can tell all is this. I believe initially Parliament was supposed to open next week, I think, yeah? I think it was sometime next week was supposed to be the official state opening of Parliament. I think it's been pushed back. I don't know why, because you know the Governor General has had to come out and read the throne speech. I don't know if a change is going to take place before or after, but I'm telling you what I've been hearing out there. I've been hearing that the state opening of Parliament, which was supposed to take place next week or when, has been pushed back to another date. I've also been hearing that we're going to get a new Governor General. Some sources are saying, no, it will not be before the official state opening of Parliament. Some are saying others. Some are saying there are some in the cabinet who for a new Governor General. The vast majority are for. But the chief of the chief, they ain't too liking the idea and them kind of thing. All of that I hearing, but just hearing things. By hearing that we may be getting a new GG, but just hearing. Telling all you what I'm hearing. Also, I can't leave tonight without this one. There's some stuff I need to speak in relation to MIT tomorrow. Yeah, that mobilization, implementation, and transformation. Yeah, I need to speak about that ministry tomorrow and brawling and all kind of thing, fighting in front. Anyway, we will talk about our big fight and all kind of. We'll talk about that tomorrow, right? Nice. We'll talk about our today. We'll talk about the fight in MIT. Yeah, ding, 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 ding. Get right. Yeah, we'll talk about that one tomorrow. But anyway, as it is right now, there are certain people. I have had at least 4 different people contacting me, people who are under the seed program and their money has been reduced in this last money that they receive. It has been reduced. Yeah? So I think we need to do a little digging to find out what is really taking place there, because at least 4 people, I don't know if it's across the board, but I know at least 4 people, they've told me that the money that they usually get, they are receiving quite a significant reduction. We have a caller online. Good night.
Good night. I'm calling from New York, and I just want to find out. My son came home, and he called me and told me that they're doing the LBGQ program in Tamsi. Do you know if that is true? Because he came home and he was really mad.
If he is there and he says it's taking place, then we have to investigate. I have not heard that story from TAMCC, but as a parent, you've heard it from your child who is attending, and I think that is important that we do a little digging to find out if it's true. I wouldn't say that your child wouldn't just come and tell you that just so.
And he talked about it yesterday and today.
Oh dear. All right. Oh boy. So
Thank you.
my dear, okay, I'll get your number off of the WhatsApp and we're gonna talk.
Okay, thank you.
But thank you very much, yeah. Oh boy. Oh dear, I just got a message from one of my friends. Their house got burnt today. Oh my dear. I will contact you, and you know talking points as a family. Folks, I realized like all I forget to have a donation button. I ain't fine. All touching the donation button at all. The go to fed thing, you see the go to pay. Yeah. All you use it, whether it's 5 or 10 or 20 or whatever you could donate. Yeah. Go to the go to pay thing and drop a little something, because from time to time we have to help different people. And right now I'm seeing one individual just sent me a message that their house burnt today. So I'm going to have to see what we can do to assist in that situation. And of course, those of you that assist via GoToPay, go to GoToPay. You're seeing the link there. It's on the page. It's scrolling across. It's on the chat itself. It's everywhere there. You can go there and you can make a donation, whether it's $20, whether it's $5, whatever. It can help, especially in a situation like this. So I'll give that individual a call as soon as we're done. But I ain't leaving that just so, you know. No, we had to go and find out what's going on. If you have a situation like that being alleged taking place in TAMCC, we want to know, because we know what we hear Teacher Jude say. In fact, yeah, we ain't lose it tonight. We know what we hear Teacher Jude say. Yeah? We know what we hear Teacher Jude say. So let me see if we could pull it up. Let me see if we could pull up what Teacher Jude say, because he said teachers, they did go over that with teachers. All right? And now we're hearing a parent saying that this thing take place at the TAMCC. Let me see what it said here. Let me see if I could pull that up. Let me take it from the start. All right? Take it from the start there, and take it from the start there. All right, so let's see if we could get that in.
I have another question that has been a bit controversial. You know, in mid-August, you did raise the possibility of the LGBTQ issue becoming part of the school curriculum. And that was reported right here on GBN and has since drawn, you know, heavily public discussion and criticisms. I have a couple of questions that I would like to ask, and I hope you could answer them for me. What were you told by teachers regarding this issue? That's one. B, what is the stance of the Grenada Union of Teachers on that particular issue? Have you since spoken to the Minister of Education for clarity on that particular issue? And what are the chances worldwide do you see LBG becoming part of the Grenada school curriculum in the near future? Those are my questions I would like to ask. If you could answer them for me, please.
All right, so these are some tactful questions there, and I have to be able to tread cautiously. So ask for God's wisdom there to be able to tread cautiously. If I forget anyone, then you will just rehash them. Just to go back, as I said, there was summer workshop with the Grenada Union of Teachers. So I don't think that the workshop basically was government, but planned by the Grenada Union of Teachers and CTF. And I did receive a call from teachers expressing their genuine concern. I think somebody was supposed to come there to talk about violence and such and gender based relationship. And whoever did it went in another direction. And I think what came up is that they started expressing about persons, I guess students and other persons. A male basically can feel different and can be a female, and female can be male and other. And I think that's where it went down the road, and the teachers did not take it too happy when that sort of trend went down. And so I guess the teachers have an idea in what were already coming. So they were talking the air. It could be rumors that we're not saying that this present administration is responsible or want to implement LGBTQ curricula in schools.
Yeah, so we heard there what Teacher Jude had to say. Well, you know, he's Teacher Jude sometime, other times he's Judas Jude. So in relation to that particular issue. So I would not rule it out that the possibility is that that did take place at the TAMCC. We've got to find out what is going on down there. Yeah, we had to find out what's going on down there. So many of you are listening, you've got children going there. Find out from your children what is taking place at the TAMCC in relation to this particular issue. All right, let's find out what is going on in relation to that. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. So I was saying earlier too, at least 4 people have reached out to me and said that what they receive usually under seed, in one instance, it was down by $100. And so they've said that they're having that problem. So we need to find out a bit more what's going on there. We have a call online. Good night.
Dylan,
Hi, good night.
when this Prime Minister come in power, Carrie Strut took him on a face-to-face chat, and he was talking about the Governor General, and he said, what the Governor General for? He said the Governor General does not contribute nothing, so he don't need a Governor General now. Oh, you saying Governor General had to come in Grenada now? Huh? I listen after they go in power a few days. I listen them, you know.
My dear, you are definitely not wrong. And I'll tell you this, one of the things that came up there, and one of the things I've been hearing, and that he personally is against it, but in case you may not know, the Prime Minister has very little sway over his ministers. They in charge, not he.
No, but he was saying we don't need a Governor General. He said, what? You have a Governor General. What she contribute? She don't contribute nothing. I listen to my 2 ears, you know, not enter here, you know.
Well, let's see.
You know.
It
So
has
I don't
not.
understand what they're talking about Governor General for.
Well, it
So
has
which
not
one?
yet
The one that they do it, they don't agree for wickedness what they ought to do. So they want a new one for the one to abide with what they want to do.
Well, let's say we have not seen it materialize yet. I'm telling you what I've heard out there. I'm telling you of what I've heard is an intention out there. And as such, we are waiting to see if it happens in a month, a year.
What we doing with a Governor General?
Yeah.
We don't want a Governor General. She does not contribute nothing to the country for the money she getting. So what is that Governor General to do now?
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see how it develops.
All right. Have a blessed.
All right, by there. And let me say this as well. Even if you don't have a Governor General, Governor Generals continue to receive the same salary they receive as Governor General until the point in time that they go to the great beyond there. So whether they do or they do, they still have to pay them. Maybe you might have to pay an additional one if you take another one now. We've got a call online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Good night. Yeah. I want to basically express something that that is just coming across the media right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like though it has just begun. I was a teacher, basically. I'm now on retirement. And I remember in 2018 that our government at the time became involved in something organized by the some curriculum reform, something that had to do with those kind of things. As a matter of fact, there is a draft that was supposed to be going on stream where the concept of decriminalizing LGBT laws by the year 2030.
That was done by. Okay, hold on. No, wait. Hold on. You're speaking as a teacher. You're speaking as a lawyer because you're speaking about decriminal. That under the new national. I'll tell you straight, you lie. That ain't happen. I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you straight. No, I'll tell you straight.
That happened.
I'll tell you straight that you lie. Okay, it happened.
Oh, it happened.
Under
and
which?
Don't tell me that I lie because
no, you lie.
Minister of Education came
You're saying
in
decriminalize,
the Parliament and presented a document.
My brother, provide the facts in relation to that. Because I'm telling you straight, you lie.
Sheldon, let me tell you something. I am not saying that because I want to say that, you know.
I believe you are.
Personally, I can get in contact with you and give you the documentation that I have.
Prove it, my brother. I'm telling you a lie.
Well, you could say whatever you want, but I could present it to you.
Well, I'm telling you, present it to me. You know the WhatsApp number.
I could present it to you.
You can send the documentation. No, I'm telling you now. The WhatsApp.
I'm going to present it to you.
Okay, hold on. I'm telling you the WhatsApp number is 440-7377.
Okay, let me take it down.
No, the same number you just called. It's a WhatsApp number as well. You can present it right there. Send it to me.
Okay, I'm going to take it down and I'm going to get it to you.
Yes, make sure you do that because as far as I'm concerned, you're lying. All right? Hello? Hello? Oh boy, he seems to have gone. No, I'm telling you straight. Because I know what a certain phone call to Canada was planning. So I'm not going to allow somebody to come here and lie to my listener. You're lying. You're not speaking the truth. There was no plan under the NP government to legalize this thing. There's none. Zero, zilch, zot. So I won't sit down here and just let you say that and get away with that. No, that ain't happening. 440-7377. We've got a call online. Hello, good night. Oh gosh, no. I think
tell them to come with the proof. We want to see the proof. We want the evidence. Tell them come with it.
But it's only fair. I think this is your fourth call, so let's allow others to get a call. All right? Yeah, let's be fair. I think that's your fourth call. I've been pretty lenient and so, but please, yeah. All right, yeah. So, but I've already said that too. Yeah, present your proof of what you're claiming. Nobody's coming here to come and try and tie up the listeners on my program. You all have your programs for that. Yeah? So if you're coming here, walk with your proof of what you're saying because I could tell you directly, you lie. All right? Nice. We've got another caller. Let me see. Yeah, I think we've got... Oh boy, I think I hit the wrong one. 440-7377. That is the number to call and get on to the inside. So you tell me 2018, nobody in talk, no teachers in complain, no national, and that is a point in time, remember when teachers on work to rule and all this kind of thing and no uproar in relation to that issue in 2018? 2019, no talk, no uproar, no nothing. Teachers on work to rule, this, that, the other. Your union leadership back and forth with the government, nothing. Then you come to 2020, 2021, 2022, nothing. And then in 2023 is when you start to hear the uproar from teachers and so in relation to it, and you want to blame the last government. No, come better than that. Yeah, come better than that. Serious, you have to come with the facts in relation to this one. We've got a caller. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, what the caller is trying to say in the Parliament, that Minister of Education talk about 2008 on the NDC government. They would have signed onto some sort of agreement or whatever.
Didn't they say 2018?
Yes, under the last NDC.
No, if it's 2008, if it's 2008, If it's 2008, it's under the last NDC. If it's 2018, they're claiming under the NNP, and I'm saying that's not true.
And 2012, they also signed on to something under the same, NDC.
Hold on. So you're saying that what you're saying is that I'm misunderstanding the caller.
No, the caller is so confused that he's trying to mislead the general public. But what you're saying, telling him, he is telling a blatant lie. In 2019, or when that same CEO, he was CEO at the time, they seek clarity. NMP didn't sign on to nothing. NMP had nothing. The new National Party had nothing to do with such a document. It was more to do with the National Democratic Congress in 2008 and 2012, when they also signed on to some ratification of whatever it was. But he did make mention of that in the parliament. That shameless man. Why?
Well,
and then when he became he was so interested in it as a CEO. I think he couldn't do what he wanted, but they seek clarity as a ministry, and not they didn't sign on to anything during the NNP.
So let me ask you something.
So
do you think it could have been a situation that could have been proposed by an NNP administration? 2018 was an election year. That could have been proposed by an NNP administration, and you had teachers march in the street and they don't say nothing about it. The same teachers who
they would have been up in arms. They would have been up in arms because they were so adamant with all the misleading lies that they got. And I was so happy to add that I heard Teacher Jude saying that the past Minister of Education engaged them on several occasions as it relates to important matters of education. And he was so disappointed that the last time that he met with the present Minister of Education was since November last year, and in the next few weeks will be a year. So they're doing things, and they are leaving out the stakeholders, which means that they're running the country more or less as a communist style dictatorship style country.
I just more find to operate like a criminal enterprise. That's just my view. I just find to operate like a criminal enterprise. That's why I find now this government operates like a criminal enterprise. They don't operate as a government running a country. Criminal enterprise.
And they have the bandits towing on with them, towing the line. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, but I won't allow them. I won't allow them to come here and make these blanket statements trying to cast aspersions and so on onto people. I won't allow them to do that here and get away with it. Just sit down and then when they finish, just say, okay, caller. No. I stop here one time. They lie.
We know how the type of politics that they operate under, and they're probably already out in the field, on the ground, trying to spread this propaganda that it was something that was put out there or initiated by the new National Party. But
the
WhatsApp, that's a low blow.
The WhatsApp is there, and they've got the opportunity to send it to me. They have the New Today. They have the New Today newspaper who will be more than happy to publish something like that. More than happy, I'm sure they'll be happy to do that. Yes. And in the same way, they could take accident footage of a little boy and circulate it to their friends on the ride inside or on top or under, whatever that is called, that program, and the other programs who shall remain nameless on this program. In the same way that they can find the footage and send to them, they can also find the document and send to them as well. So they can't come and say, well, we send it to Sheldon and he don't use it. Send it to the others. Let them put it out. They'll be more than happy to put out any such documentation. I bet you we will see the end of 2023 without seeing that.
Have we gotten the opportunity to see the document he was circulating? He said he has so many copies. He printed so many copies and he wanted to hand it out in the Parliament at the last sitting of the Senate. We are very much interested to see what is outlined in these documents as well.
Yes, indeed. All right, my friend. Thank you so very much for your clarity in relation to that particular issue.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, maybe we was hearing wrong. Maybe I hear in 2018 and the person was really saying 2008. Maybe I'm hearing wrong. I'll have to go back and listen. All right. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. I'd like to thank the radio stations for joining us. Noise Radio 94.9 out there in Brooklyn, 91.9, 91.5 Real FM here in Grenada. Those of you joining us via YouTube, Facebook, or website, all of you that have been listening to the program, those of you that are listening terrestrially because your neighbor playing the program loud, so you don't have a choice. You have to listen it. Yeah, one person say they playing the program last time and they go and they low it. Who tell them do that? The neighbor shout, what shopping is you doing? Raise the volume again. Because they thought they're disturbing the neighbor all the time, the neighbor listening to the program. Special good night to each and every one of you. Folks, and whatever you say, whatever you do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you. We're heading out like this tonight.
They didn't like how we operated, so they throw the man overboard. But it wasn't long before people started to fall. Then the doctors start treating cancer with Panadol. The people start losing hope, so they throw Jonah a rope. Now they start to regret, but all of them pam wet. Jonah give them a wash out. From the east, west, north and south. The doctor give them a wash out. He poured the medicine in their mouth. Jonah give them a wash out. All wheat and conceived. The doctor give them a wash out. The doctor come back to set them straight like Bank a push-up. Oh God. All of them bam bam wet. If you see them running for the toilet, all of them bam bam wet. Wookie and Papunet, all of them bam bam wet. If you see them fighting for the toilet, all of them bam bam wet. Jonah give them a whoosh. Wash out. Bang boom boy. Well, my good Calypsonian partner decided to take a run. Boy, Mr. Joseph pulled him and beat him like a buckskin drum. Hey, hey. The same Calypsonian who said he had a cell. Waiting up Richmond Hill for Dr. Mitchell. Now the man start to fret and he catching cold sweat. The same doctor you want to jail, where the prescription by the tail. Jonah give them a wash out. From the east, west, north and south. The doctor give them a wash out. He poured in medicine in their mouth. Jonah give them a wash out. All who eat and constipate. The doctor give them a wash out.